Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make a mini macaron tower. First I'm going to make my little macaron template. So I've got some little templates here that I've made and I sell those on my website. Got some regular copy paper and putting on the 25mm circle template, and with the regular black pen just drawing in those circles, keeping the template still with my other hand, moving it, readjusting it, and continuing to draw in those circles, and this will make sure that your macarons are all the same size. Now I'll leave a link in the description box where you can buy that one there. Pop your little template underneath some baking paper and using a round circle tip, pipe your macarons onto the tray. And I'm just pushing out the batter until it reaches the very edge of our little drawn in circle. Give it a quick tap on your counter and then pop it into an oven with the fan and light on to dry. You want the top of the shell to be dry to the touch, and then they're ready to bake off at 120 degrees for a total of 16 to 18 minutes. After the 8-minute mark, so halfway through baking, turn it around for even colouring and let it bake for that other 8 minutes. And after 8 minutes they should look something like this. And in the meantime, while they cool off, I'll prepare the white chocolate ganache. So I have some white chocolate here and some heavy whipping cream, making sure my chocolate is covered and zapping it in the microwave twice at 30 seconds to melt it down completely. Next I'm using an airbrush to decorate my macarons. So I've added in some purple edible airbrush colour by Macaron, and going in side to side and just building that colour gradually. Now my macarons are stuck to the paper. I have not taken them off yet, otherwise they'll be blowing everywhere by the force of the air from my airbrush. Go in a bit closer if you want that colour to be more dominant. Turn it around and go in with your second colour, and here I've chosen yellow. Again, this is an airbrush colour and I've used the Macaron range. Once they're all coloured you can remove them from the baking paper. Then with that chocolate ganache that we made that's been sitting in the fridge, just pop it onto one cookie and sandwich it between two macaron cookies and you're done. Then I'm applying some of that ganache onto a 6-inch cake board and my little polystyrene cone on top, and I bought mine from Spotlight. And with the rest of that ganache I melted it down in the microwave again, and using a silicone pastry brush I'm just brushing it over the whole cone. Reason being is we want to add a barrier between our food and the polystyrene. And I also find that things don't quite stick well to polystyrene, so when you add on that extra barrier of ganache, your macarons will stick a lot better, so you don't want to skip this step. Clean up the cake board and start applying your little macaron cookies. So at the bottom here you can see I haven't quite added any ganache to my macaron cookies. I would advise that you do. They didn't fall or anything because the ganache was still wet, so they stuck pretty well. But just for that added security, I would still dip a little bit into the ganache before sticking it on. And then start the next row on top. And keep an eye out to make sure that you're using the same sized macarons each time. Some of them are going to be a little bit smaller than the other, and some are going to be a little bit larger, so just kind of, before you stick them on, make sure that they're more or less the same size as the previous one. And if you don't have quite enough room for 2 macarons and there's a bit of space, add it anyway and adjust the rest to share that extra space so you can't really tell as much. Then for the very, very top I just added 3 macarons, just laying on their side like that, and stuck them on with ganache. Then add on your little cake topper and you're done. That's how you make a very pretty, very simple mini macaron tower. You don't necessarily have to airbrush them. You could always just colour the macaron batter with like gel or powder food colour, preferably powder if you can, just not to mess with the consistency of your batter. But it's very fun, very easy to do. And again, if you like those little template makers, I do sell those on my website, or you could just click right here or on the little cards that come down if you're watching from a mobile device. Thanks again guys for watching, and I will catch you again on Tuesday.